So what's up, guys? John from Heavysettactical, and I'm doing this as a full video because I got something. Chris Reeve is not new to the channel. In hindsight, I have had some Chris Reeve stuff, but this is a model that I've always wanted to put in my collection, and I know you guys are saying, man, John, this whole week you've just had crazy knives coming. And yes, it was a very expensive couple of weeks. And after this, I got one more coming. But this is a model I've really wanted to take the opportunity to get, and I wanted to do a full, full horizontal unboxing. Excuse me. So, this is a Chris Reeve model that is, a lot of people would say, is the best Chris Reeve model, even though it's one of their kind of older, unchanged models, which kind of most of them are. This is a Magnacut drop point, glass blasted, and the guy that I bought it from, brand new, unused, he actually sent it back and had it polished. So Chris Reeve stuff is really cool. On this envelope, it comes with timeline stuff about the company, information on your knife, and what I am going to do with my fixed blades. I'm going to have a whole nice page like this, but this is a blown apart look at the Umnumzaan. Chris Reeve Umnumzaan Magnacut. It's got the in there, and this is something I didn't know. You get your things for taking it apart, your Loctite, your lube. Chris Reeve hooks you up with everything, which they should. You know, it's a $800 knife. So this is the Chris Reeve Umnumzaan, and it's glass blasted. So there are two types of finishes from Chris Reeve: sandblasted and glass blasted. Oh man. Oh guys, it is so much smoother than the regular sandblasted titanium handle scales. And you can see everything on it's polished. All the hardware and these big old thumb studs. Look at how shiny they are. They look like little ball bearings. Oh man, what a beautiful knife. Oh, the action's not bad on this one. Very, very light. I was expecting it to be much, much heavier. So guys, this is the Chris Reeve Umnumzaan Magnacut. Magnacut blade, glass blasted instead of sand blasted. A lot of you guys might be wondering what the difference is. The sand blasted scales are much rougher, much more grabby in your pocket, and just a lot more like sandpapery feeling. And also, I've heard that the glass blasted version hides the snail trails a lot better. So that's really cool. Guys, I have, I've had several, I had a Sebenza, two Sebenzas, I had an Nkosi. I've had several, Chris Reeve knives. But to be honest with you, I had everyone that knows me that I asked about. I want to have at least one Chris Reeve folder in my collection that I carry, at least once, twice a week. But I don't want it to just be a freaking Sebenza 31. Tell you the truth, guys, Chris Reeve used to be so hard to get. Now, I think they're flooding the market. I mean, if you go on DLT Trading, there have been every model of the Sebenza 31 available for the past 8 months. The Umnumzaan, however, is always that kind of unicorn find. You can't find it on Knives Ship Free. You can't find it on DLT Trading. You can't find it on Blade HQ. You can't find it on Knife Center. I couldn't find one on Blade Binge. Guys, I've been using Blade Binge. I have a couple items for sale on Blade Binge, so make sure you check out bladebinge.com. You are safe as a buyer and seller on Blade Binge. I trust them. I've done a lot of transactions on there so far. Thanks to my buddy over at Cannons and Cutlery. He is the first one of people I actually kind of know in the knife world that did a high-end purchase of a used Grail knife off of Blade Binge. So shout out to Cannons and Cutlery. So, make a long story short, guys, this is great. Tell you the truth, every single person I said that to, that situation to, well, I want to have a Chris Reeve, but I want to have a kind of a unique Chris Reeve in my collection. These are not unique. Now, this knife in a glass blast with everything polished, that's a little unique for a Sebenza, for sure. Or for an Umnumzaan, for sure. But there are many, many of these out there. I ordered a Lynch Northwest deep carry clip to try, and then another company had a, I can't think of the company name. I got another one to try. Looks like it says A24 in there. You can see that little scalloped cup. A lot of people complain that this is a sharp thing for your thumb. I don't find it to be too bad. Now, guys, when you get a Sebenza or a Chris Reeve of any kind, you're going to do what I first did and what a lot of people first do. You get it in the mail, and then you feel the action, and you're like, oh, my God, this is terrible. You know, most of my other knives are very drop shutty, and these come, and they're very, very sticky. But they're smooth, nice and smooth, like glass on glass. I'm sure you've heard that statement. I'm surprised this one flicks open so nicely. Try to slow roll it. It does. It transactions very nicely, except for I guess this is a little sharp. But make a long story short, guys, once these do break in, I had a nice drop shutty Sebenza that I never thought would have been. So just give it time to break in. Make sure your pivot's not too tight. You can pull all the hardware, pull out those phosphor bronze washers, and when you pull them, take a strop, take a leather strop, put a little bit of compound on there, and put your finger in the hole of the phosphor bronze washer and rub it back and forth and polish either side of the bronze washers. Then clean everything out real good, and you should be fine. So let's check that Chris Reeve factory edge. Then we're going to go over specs and comparative sized knives so you guys can see size comparison. Ooh, it's a nice functional edge. I can feel it. It's a little toothy, which I like. You guys, if you're like me and you sharpen your knives and have a lot of experience with different steels, that edge can glass out on some of these premium stainless steels, which makes it not bite as much into a cut. Yeah, that edge is a little toothy. I mean, it's not, tell you the truth, if I'm being honest, guys, I think a lot of knives come with a better edge. This Demco AD20, we'll do the size comparisons now, but this Demco AD20 came with a far superior edge. You can hear the difference, dude. This thing, never stropped it once. This thing is way, way sharper than the Umnumzaan, which is kind of a letdown. I really, I sharpen my own stuff. I am not one of those guys that's afraid to lose the factory edge. I don't care. I sharpen my own stuff. So, that sounded arrogant. So anyway, it's kind of a letdown. I like to see, kind of what it's hitting for with some of these high-end companies. See how good their edge is. Guys, Hinderer knives, they sent me this Spanto with kind of a weird blade shape too. and behind the edge profile, different behind the edge profiles, and it was probably 3 times slicier than the Umnumzaan, sadly, and it's just as thick. Same as the 8020, just as thick. Obviously, this $1,300 Rosie, this thing was a lightsaber compared to that. Probably 15 times sharper. So I'm not saying this to talk crap on Chris Reeve. I'm saying this because, you know, don't be afraid to freaking put a freaking nasty edge on there. And trust me, the person I bought it from, he only orders long-term stuff from companies and then sells it. So it was brand new, sealed in the box. I had opened it just to make sure everything was in there before I did the review, so I unsealed that package around it. I know how Chris Reeves come from the factory, and trust me, it's legit. So it's not like somebody banged that edge up and then put their own edge on it. It's the factory edge, and it's just not that impressive, that's all. Still gonna work, still gonna cut, still gonna be good. So it's all good, guys. Give it a couple strops, see if that makes me any happier with the edge. Honestly, guys, like I said, I sharpen my knives very, very, very well. So if I get a knife like this that doesn't have a good edge, or an edge that I like, I'll just change the edge profile. I will reprofile it or just sharpen it really nicely. It's a little better. So guys, this is the Chris Reeve Umnumzaan glass blasted polished version. Let's do some size comparisons. Okay, so first up, we got the Oz Machine Roosevelt, regular size, not the XL. Quite a bit smaller, but definitely in that premium level. We got the Hinderer Eclipse, the 3.5. So it looks like this Umnumzaan has a slightly bigger blade, a slightly larger blade. Oops. Than the Hinderer. We got the TRM Atom with that nice phosphor bronze washers, but it still has that drop shutty action. This is my favorite folder ever made, potentially, other than the Rosie. So guys, this is exactly the same size as the Umnumzaan, just about. The handle on here may be about a 1/10 of an inch, 1/8 of an inch shorter. So we also have the James brand Barnes. That was another pricey boy. That was about $720, maybe $700. It was when I first came out on Blade HQ. And then we got the Demco AD20S. That's the slim. So the AD20S is that same nice full body, but it has a slightly thinner profile on the blade. I have some tie scales coming for this I'm pretty pumped about. Okay, cool. So this was about the exact, they're about the exact same size. The AD20S is slightly bigger. If I put a straight edge at the back and a straight edge at the tip, okay. So yeah, there's about an 1/8 of an inch on this over this Umnumzaan. I keep saying Sabenza. And then we got the Billy Wah Demo. The Billy Wah Demo is also slightly larger. And I thought I had a, let me see. This is a little more common of a size comparison for you guys. This is the PM2 Salt, the Paramilitary 2 Salt in Magnacut. So you can see there, they are about, yep, they are exactly the same size. To my eyes, anyway. Then we also have the Indela, one of my favorite hard-use knives. Got this about a year and a little over a year ago, and man, it has just, this thing has had more pocket time than maybe any folder I have, because I was working at this farm helping out a buddy for a couple weeks, couple months, and you know, cleaning horses' feet, hooves, cleaning horses' hooves out, and because I was a farrier for quite some time, so uh, I was cleaning out feet, cleaning out stalls, out in the rain, out in the snow. This thing last winter was so nice, man. So anybody out there looking for a, you know, $120 very, very lightweight, this is the K390 model. Is it K390 they use? K329 is work tough gear. K390, okay, yeah. It will patina over time. Ooh, that action didn't feel good either. I might have got something in there. So, I'm going to shut up. Guys, thank you so much for watching my video. I just wanted to kind of show you the profiles of this Umnumzaan. I want to see. Okay, so carry profile. Carry profile. I'm trying to get it. There we go. Is about the exact same, almost, except for maybe 5, 6, 7 thou. Almost exact same as the PM2. That's pretty cool. It's a lot thinner this way than I thought it was. Ooh, let's check the lineup too. The centering, great centering. Now you guys might be wondering, what's that little spike up top? That is a glass breaker. So in a pinch, you know, I'm sure it would work okay, but I'm not a huge glass breaker guy. But yeah, really excited about this. One thing that I really wanted to do with a Sebenza, okay? Try to zoom you in a bit there. One thing, see, I keep saying Sebenza. One thing I always wanted to do with an Umnumzaan is something that I'm sure people have done, but I want to do it differently. I would like to take all the negative space in these lines. This is going to be a knife in my collection for some time. So I'm going to find somebody at this machining place in Harrisburg that I'm having do some models for me for my knife company, Heavyset Knife Co. I'm going to see if they can somehow fill these lines in with like OD green Cerakote, or you know, something. I don't know if I'd have to take the scales off and fill that with like you know, some kind of hardened like 2-part epoxy with coloring or Cerakote or some kind of cool, really, really hard stuff that'll go in there, let it harden, then take, you know, 2 thou off the whole face so it's back to bare titanium and re-glass blast it or something. But I really, really want to make an Umnumzaan my own and really, really have it customized in a very serious way. That's always been a dream of mine. So guys, a lot of you, you know, I like to do, I like my premium stuff. You know, I'm sure a lot of you are tired of watching, sometimes tired of watching stuff that you can't buy. And trust me, the first, you know, when I forget when YouTube came out, but, you know, yes, I was born in when we still had some of the good old days. You know, we didn't have cell phones. We didn't have video games. None of that when I was growing up. I grew up in the woods. So I know a lot of you potentially younger guys or just guys that are working a 9-to-5, you know, working with your hands out in the elements and you're not making enough to save and get something premium. I understand that. I've been there. I was there for a long time. And it's hard watching YouTube videos of premium knives when you can't grab one. It can be annoying, so I apologize. But I really, really love my premium folders. And guys, check out a new channel that I've been watching quite a bit, Duty's Daggers. Just a guy I came across when I was looking stuff up to see if I wanted to trade my buddy Hatchet Jack 5C Knives on Instagram. I traded him for this TRM Adam. I was looking up some videos on it, and boom, I find Duty's Daggers. And what do you know? Duty's Daggers is talking about the Oz Machine Rosie. That was another knife I was searching for, and you know, so I've been watching his channel. Really like his channel. I like to shout out channels I like. So thank you guys for watching. I'm gonna put all this away and go have some breakfast and get out in the shop. It's a late morning for me. But yeah, I had to come in and shoot the video. That glass blasted finish, guys, I'm telling you. Those of you guys that might have an Umnumzaan and be thinking about getting a Tonto or vice versa, get it in the glass blasted finish. Oh man, it's so good. And I just noticed, that's interesting. Everything is stonewashed except for that sharpened swedge. It's almost sharp anyway. Oh, it's pretty sharp. Looks like there's a satin finish on that. Or maybe it didn't take, maybe it didn't. I don't know. I'll have to look that up. Do they grind their swedge after they stonewash the whole blade? Beautiful Magnacut blade. Guys, I know I keep going on these tangents, but what I really wanted to say was a lot of guys out there like me that have these big bear paws, these fat bear paws, man, this is by far, I don't care what anyone says, man, this is way more fitting for my hand than the Sebenza was. The Sebenza drove me crazy because the release for the thumb, God, what's that called? Oh man, I'm a knife guy. It's too early. Holy crap, frame lock. The thumb release on the frame lock is like back here, and there's this cutout for it. And when you're gripping up the knife, you can either come forward like that, right against the front, but your finger always wants to fall in back here. So it's so weird on the Sebenza. This one, there is no deep cutout, big U cut out of there for the thumb release. So you just naturally sit right there, nice and up front, ready to go. Guys, you know me. I'll use that $1,300 Rosie all day, the Demco all day, the TRM all day. I'll use them to cut all kinds of stuff. And this Chris Reeve is just ridiculously comfortable. I really like it. The pocket clip, I could do without that high rise in the pocket clip digging into my hand just a little bit. I'm sure I wouldn't want to use this for 2 hours, but using it for, you know, 20, 30 minutes at a time, or even 1 or 2 minutes at a time just to make a quick cut, that would be just fine. Very comfortable. Pretty nice action so far. Definitely got to break it in. It's got that really glassy Chris Reeve action, which is very nice, but definitely needs broken in. And it's true what I heard. These thumb studs are just a little too close to the frame, so you kind of have to flick straight up. But I digress. Really like it. Down in the description, I will put my buddy who sells really high-end folders. He also sells some stuff on eBay. He's the only guy on eBay that I trust other than another friend of mine. So I'm going to put it down in the description in case you guys want a premium knife from him on eBay. You will get it 2 days later. If you're in the US, 9 times out of 10, maybe a third day, but it took 2 days for me to get this. And I said, man, did you just take that down and send it personally? Thank you. He said, yeah, man, everything I sell on eBay, I personally take it the next day and do 2 days shipping. This was triple packaged. It was in one sealed priority mail bag, inside a priority mail box, inside a priority mail bag. So in the case, in the plastic, sealed plastic, then in a plastic bag, then in a FedEx bag or a UPS bag, then in a UPS box, then in a UPS bag. 5 layers between this and the Elements. So guys, thank you for watching, listening to my rants. This is the glass blasted Chris Reeve Umnumzaan 2024 model with their nice Magnacut. Beautiful, beautiful lines on that blade. And the nice polished hardware. Have a great day, guys.